Okay, so we were discussing about the life membership, and we already discussed that how to treat life membership account in our accounting and in O levels and IGCSE accounting. So after that, like we were discussing about the income, which will be the income for the NPOs. Okay, so we were discussing that NPO don't want to rely on funds. They want to grow and they want to expand their NPO so they can work for the human well-beings and like the other works which maybe they are doing for the intention of Sawab. So maybe they are working, or maybe they want to expand, so that is why they always try to increase their cash or try to increase their finances so they can just go smoothly, and their operations, you can say that, will go smooth. They don't want to see any problem while operating, or while operating their business. Okay, so now we are going to discuss about the interest fees. So basically, this is also an income for the NPO, and interest fees would be come under the income receipt and payment account. So those are the fees paid by the members when they first joined our organization. It was also credited in the year in which they received. Okay, so if interest fees may be paid out to the NPO in form of cash, so it will of course come under the precedent payment account. Okay, so after that, we are going to discuss about the accumulated fund. Okay, it is very common that examiner will ask you that how to calculate the accumulated funds. So basically, accumulated funds, what is that? Accumulated fund similar to capital. We know about this. If it is the profit-making organization, so we use the terminology of capital because this is the invested money from the sole trader or maybe from the partners. But if it is about the accumulated funds, so this is basically funds which may be and you're received by the any business or any financial institution. So mostly whenever maybe you will see this question in your exam. So always like probability of coming this question in your exams is high. Accumulated funds basically is very important, you can say. It is very important because I have seen many times that this thing or this accumulated funds will be asked by the will be asked by the examiner that how to calculate the accumulated funds. Okay, so if they will say that okay, how to calculate the accumulated funds, so they are basically what we have to do is we know that if we want to find the capital, so we have the two values. The number one, the assets, and the liabilities. So if we add assets and liabilities, so we will have capital. But in non-profit organization, what will happen? Basically, accumulated funds, which is similar to the capital. So assets minus liabilities will be equal to the accumulated funds. Why? Because liabilities and assets basically both are the capital which is invested in the profit making organization. But accumulated funds, basically it is not, you can say that it is not, you can say you have to minus the liabilities from the assets. So after that you will have assets. So it means that this is the purely accumulated funds. Okay, so this is the income. Okay, so after that, we have to subscription account is very important. Like it is very important for as like if we are talking about the exam perspective, so it is very important subscription account. So if you didn't watch my previous video, which is about the accrual and prepayment, so you should go under my description, and you will find a link there. So you should watch that video, and after that you should watch subscription account, because if you don't know the principle of accrual and prepayments, that how to make or how to account for the accrual and prepayments expenses or income, so you will know this is very difficult for you to understand a subscription account. Okay, so I am advising you, I'm suggesting you that you should clear your doubts related to accrual and prepayments account. Okay, so subscription account, basically subscription account would be make for individual person. Like if a club has maybe 100 account, basically it is for the members. Okay. For example, a club has maybe 100 members or 200 members. So all type of subscription MPO may receive, they will make a subscription account for it, because this is the you can say the this is the income which they are gaining from the subscription. Like if the members who subscribe to their club, so that is why they are receiving some kind of income, so that is why we have to make subscription account for them. Okay, so the rule will be same. Like if it is about the accrued income, so it will come under the debit side, and if it is about the prepaid income, so it will come under credit side. Okay, so I am not going to discuss about in depth about this accrual and prepayments. I already suggested you that you should watch the accrual and prepayments video, and after that you should come over there, so you can easily understand the subscription account. Okay, so let's discuss about these things, like these entries. Okay. So okay, so first of all, we are going to discuss about the subscription refund. So basically, what is subscription refund? For example, one of our member maybe paid us his subscription for 1 year, okay, or maybe more than 1 year, maybe 1 year or 5 months. Okay, so it means that um that specific customer had paid us 5 months extra payment to our NPO. Okay. So now we will not you can say we will not sometime maybe customer want to refund his subscription amount. Okay. If a customer want to refund his subscription amount, so what will happen basically? Subscription account would be debit and subscription refund would be credit. Subscription account would be debit means that our income is decreasing. Why our income is decreasing? It is decreasing because we are refunding that subscription amount to our customer back. So that is why. Okay. So after that, you can see that here is our bank here under the credit side. So why it is here basically? Subscription received during the year. Subscription received during the year means uh during the year, it means that it is our financial year. Okay, so it may be start from the 1st January 2015 and ends on the 31st December 2015. So it means that all the amounts, all the subscription amounts which maybe we are receiving from our customer, so it will come under the credit side. What's the meaning of this? It means that subscription account is credited because this is our income account, and when income is increase anywhere, like the nature of income, you know that it is credit. Whenever income increase, so it means that it will credit. Okay, the nature of the income account basically the credit. So income is credit, so that is why subscription account is being credited, and bank is basically debited. Like if maybe we are if you are making the bank account, so it means that we will have, for example, we received $1,500. If we receive $1,500 during the year, so it means that it will come under the debit side it will come under debit side of bank account 1,500. Okay, so it means that we are and in the reference subscription. Okay, so it means that this specific amount, this specific $1,500 we are receiving in the form of subscription. Okay, so let's discuss about the bad debts. You know that what is bad debts? Bad debts basically all the type of debts which maybe our customer you can say that owe us, but now maybe he refused to pay back, or maybe he just you can say that maybe he just left the city, or maybe he just left the country, or maybe like anything else, maybe he can't pay us our specific amount. So that is why we will call this a bad debt. Okay, a debt which cannot be received by the NPO, so it will be our bad debts. Okay, So we know that bad debts will decrease our income, and bad debts itself expense. So that is why it will debit basically in the income and expenditure account. Okay. And in real subscription account is credited because it is decreasing our income. So after that, income and expenditure account, this would come under the debit side. It means that at the end of the year, like we have, we just calculate the credit side and debit side, and after that we will reach reach on a specific amount, which will be transferred to the income and expenditure account after a year, like if after a specific year, our financial year. So it means that at the end of the year, basically all the income, we will just transfer all the income into our income and expenditure account. So that is why income will be debit and income and expenditure account will be credit. Basically, we know that subscription account, like income account, the nature of the subscription account is credit. But at the end of the year, when we are going to transfer the whole amount, whole amount of income into the income and expenditure account, so at that time we have to credit all the income, so we can easily transfer this amount to the income and expenditure account. So basically, income and expenditure account will be credit and subscription account will be debit. So it means that we are just, you can say that, closing our subscription account. So that is why just we are going to you can say that nil our account. So that is why we are debiting this at the end of the year. Okay. So after that, now we are going to discuss about the opening accumulated funds. So what is this basically? Sometime examiner would ask that how to just find the opening accumulated fund. So what will will we have to do? Basically, opening accumulated fund means that what was the fund at the start of the year. The sometime examiner would ask that find the opening accumulated funds. It means that what was the accumulated funds at the start of the year. We know that we have this assets, and we have these assets, and we have these liabilities at the end of the year, but we don't know that what is the opening accumulated funds at the start of the year. Okay, so that is why somewhere examiner would ask you some tricky question. So in that situation, what we have to do is now we are going to discuss about this, how to find the opening accumulated funds. Okay, so here it is a formula, so you can easily remember that how to find the opening accumulated fund. Okay, so for finding the opening accumulated fund, what we have to do is we will have our opening assets amount, cash book, and inventory refreshment. All these are basically our current assets. We know that. Okay. So basically, these are assets, and we just read that formula above. That if we want to find the accumulated fund, so what we will have to do? What we will have to do is basically accumulated funds is equal to the assets minus liabilities. And if we want to find the opening accumulated fund, so it means that we will have to minus opening assets from the opening liabilities. Okay, it should be opening assets should be the start of the year, and liabilities should be the start of the year, if we are supposed to find the opening accumulated fund. But if it is about a closing accumulated fund, so it means that we will have to search that type of assets and that type of liabilities which should be occurred, or which should be related to the at the end of the year. Okay, so opening assets, what will be common to the opening asset? It is not actually, this is just mistake. Okay, so assets basically is like starting from here. So cash book, the balance of cash book. So what is the cash book? Basically, this is our receipt and payment account. Okay, this is our receipt and payment account. This is our receipt and payment account. This is not a cash book. Basically, we have already discussed that there is no such difference between the cash book and the receipt and payment account. Okay, they're like the both cash book and receipt and payment account is similar. There is no such difference. And after that, inventory refreshment. So we know that inventory basically is also our current asset. Okay, so what we have, like if we are maybe running the ABC hospital, and now we are maybe open a cafe besides the ABC hospital. So basically all the type of refreshment, like maybe there are a lot of things which we have, which may be used by the cafe owner. Like for example, there should be some coffee beans and biscuits and chocolates and other things like cakes, etc, pastries. So all type of inventories will be our current asset. Okay, so it will come under the opening assets. Equipment, our equipment, and our subscription in arrears. So subscription in arrears means that um we have given our services to our customers, but our customers maybe has not yet paid us. Okay, maybe they didn't paid us. So that is why in arrears means basically accrued income. So you can call it arrears or accrued income, like both have same meaning. Okay. Okay, so after that, prepaid expenses. Prepaid expenses, you know that this is also our assets and premises. Okay, so all the type of current assets here. Okay, so after that, what will be the what will be the our opening liabilities? So first of all, subscription in advance, it means that we didn't give any service to our customer, but our customer may be paid us some amount in advance. So it means that they can claim on that amount after some time. So it means that it is a liability. If our customer, maybe after some time, they will call us and they will tell that, okay, just refund our amount which we have paid you maybe few months back, and in the form of advance. So now just we want to pay, just we just want to we just want our amount back. So that is why it means that it is the liability for the NPO, because this is the, for example, your customer paid you $1,500 advance in advance. Okay, so after that, maybe after 1 year, they will tell you that, okay, our $1,500 we have paid you in the last year. So that is why we just want this money back, because we don't want to continue, or we don't want to avail your services. We don't want to avail your services, we just want to change our club. So that is why we just want our money back. Okay, so it means that 1,500 is the liability for the business, liability for the NPO. So that is why we will add this amount in under the liability section, and $1,500 will come under the subscription advance, because our customer can anytime claim on it. Okay, so after that, accrued to supplier. Accrued to supplier, what is mean? Accrued expenses, basically. Accrued, it could be accrued expenses, it could be accrued supplier. So what is it basically? Accrued expenses, it means that maybe our supplier uh, gave their services to us, but we didn't pay it yet. So that type of expenses, or that type of you can say the amount which maybe we didn't pay it yet, but we already have their services. So it means that this would be the liability for the business. So that is why it would come under the opening liabilities. And overdraft loan. So what is overdraft loan? Means basically bank overdraft. And you know that what is a bank overdraft. So bank overdraft, all it is also come under the opening liability section. So after that, it is very simple. You have to just add all the opening assets and add all the opening liabilities, and after that, you will have to minus opening assets from the opening liabilities from the opening assets, and at the end, you will have your opening accumulated funds. So this is the end. This is and the type of question which maybe examiner would ask, that how to calculate this. Okay, so after that, we are going to discuss about the main accounts. We just know that there are some main accounts, which is subscription account, which is related to our income from the NPO. And after that, we have discussed about the refreshment trading account, which is related to our cafe and restaurants. Like we just open, or we just establish that businesses just to raise some finance and raise some cash, so we can arrange some other ways to other ways to earn money, earn cash other than the funds. Okay. So, and after that, we have discussed the receipt and payment account, which is just as same as cash book. And we have discussed about the income and expenditure account and the financial statement, which is our balance sheet. Okay, so now we are going to discuss about the refreshment trading account. So it is all about the cafe. It is all about the restaurant. Okay, it is all about the you can say that tea shop. Okay, so maybe these cafe, restaurant, and tea shop running by the ABC hospital. ABC hospital, basically this hospital is working free for the poor people, free for that type of people who are basically needy and they don't have any kind of cash or they don't have any financial stability. So that is why they cannot arrange or they cannot you can say that have a specific treatment for their diseases. So that is why ABC hospital like working for that type of people. And ABC hospital may be running some cafes, restaurant, and tea shops for that purpose. They just want to raise the cash and raise the finance so they can easily generate some cash from these businesses, and they can use that cash for like increasing or expanding their NPO. Okay, so now we are going to discuss about only the cafe, restaurant, and tea shop, not about the ABC hospital. Okay, so first of all, it is just simple like your income statement. Okay, it is just same as your income statement. So first of all, you will have sale of refreshment, that how much refreshment you have sold there till the date. Okay, like if it is about the 31st December 2019, so it means that till 2019 how much sales you have. Okay, so sales, so you have sales. This is very similar to income statement. And after that, you have cost of sales. So of course, we know that what is the formula of our cost of sales? Basically, opening inventory refreshment, purchase of refreshment, and your closing inventory. So we know that closing inventory would be minus from the opening inventory and purchase of refreshment. Okay, so this is our cost of sales. After that, we have GP. So what we have to do, if we want to find a gross profit, so we will have to minus the cost of sales from the I think I should just pick the another color for it. Okay, so this would be great. So sale of refreshment. So what we have to do is we have to find the GP, and in order to find a GP, what we have to do is we have to minus the cost of sales, which is this, and from the sale of refreshment. Okay, so after that we have expenses. So expenses should be related to the refreshment account. So what type of expenses it could be? It could be depreciation. Okay, depreciation of the machinery of cafe and restaurant. Of course, if it is a restaurant, so they are using maybe some computer and maybe table and chairs and the other things like if it is about the cafe, so they must have any cafe like coffee machine or something else. So if they have machines, so of course they will have to find a depreciation. So depreciation should be only related to the cafe, restaurant, or tea shop. Okay, so it could be depreciation, and it could be bad debts, it could be increase in provision, like all type of expenses. We all know that, but which type of expenses which is related to the refreshment and trading account. So all type of expenses would be there. So after that, what we have to do is, in order to find the profit from the refreshment trading refreshment account, what we have to do is we have to minus the expenses from the GP. So after that, we have profit which we earned from the refreshment account, which we have earned from the restaurant. So why we are calling out this profit? We already have discussed that if it is about the positive figure in that at the end of the year from the MPO, so it could not, we cannot call it profit. We will call it surplus. Like terminologies have changed, but it is basically if it is about the cafe or restaurant, so of course they are working for the profit. They are not working for they don't like they didn't open that cafe, restaurant, and tea shop for the people, like they they can afford or they can purchase coffee and tea and different cold drinks free of cost. It is not like that. Okay, so of course they are working for the profit. So that is why the figure, which if it is positive figure, so you will have, it means that you will have for a profit from refreshment trading account. And if it is maybe in minus figure, so it means that you have lost from the refreshment account. Okay. So after that we have income and expenditure account for the year. So it is basically for the ABC hospital, or you can say the club, whatever you want to. Mostly examiner would ask the question related to club, related the club, not they like they don't use any kind of a hospital or something like that. They always use club businesses for specifically for the NPOs. Okay, so it is for the club and for the also for the this cafe, restaurant, and tea shop. Okay. So first of all, what we have to do is there is only basically two section, income and expenditure account for the year, basically divided into two section. The first one is income and the second one is expenditure, which is expenses. Okay. So now we are going to see that what type of income would be come under the income section in income and expenditure account. So first of all, if we have a profit on sale of a device like this, okay, like this, it is calculated profit under this refreshment account. So if we have profit, of course, it is an income for the club. So that is why it will come under the income, under the head of the income. And after that, if we have maybe gain on disposal of asset, so basically this asset should be linked with the club, or you can say the ABC hospital. Of course, ABC hospital or club, of course, they are using any kind of machinery and different dialysis machinery or other kind of things. I don't know much about this. So of course they are using some machinery. So if they dispose of that machinery, so of course they will gain, if they will gain something from it, so it means that it will be the income for the club or for the ABC hospital. Sale of tickets, what is that? Sale of tickets, we are, I just told you about that maybe ABC hospital arrange some um concert in their cafe, in their restaurant, in their tea shop for just to gather some, just to increase, or just to you can say that just to gain some cash. Okay, so that is why maybe they call out some um musician, or maybe a kind of you can say the singer. And of course, if a singer is coming to their cafe, restaurant, and tea shop, so it means that they have to sell the tickets to the audience. So it means that they are basically gaining some money from it. So it means that it would be also the income for the NPO. So this is why, that is why sale of tickets would be come under the income. Okay. And subscription income, you can see that I wrote W here. So it means that you have to you have to work to find the subscription income. So what is basically subscription income? Subscription income would be this amount. This amount would be the subscription income, income and expenditure account. It means that you will have to make subscription account if you want to find the subscription income for the year end. Okay, so for this you have to work. So this would be also the income for the NPO. And after that, rent of hall and premises, like if ABC hospital maybe rent out some of his premises to the any other business, so of course they might have some kind of or they are getting some kind of rent, they are getting some cash from in the form of the rent. So it means that this would be also the income for the ABC hospital, or maybe the for the club. Okay. And after that, donations. So we already have discussed about it, what kind of donation will become under the income. So I'm not going into the depths again. So it will also the income for the NPO. Okay. So these are basically our income figure. We have to just add all these and we will have income figure here. Okay. So after that, we have to he have to less expenditure. So what type of expenditure would it be? Wages, groundman, and assistant. Okay, so maybe ABC hospital or club. They must have some kind of ground or some kind of like park in their premises. So it means that they have to um keep a groundman there. Okay, and maybe they have to hire an assistant for it, like an assistant for anything. Maybe there would be a treasurer, and they have to hire an assistant for as a personal assistant, so they can work smoothly. Okay, so it means that if they are paying any kind of wages or salary to the groundman or assistant and any other employee, so it means that it would be the expenditure for the NPO. And loss of disposal. So I think it is very easy. You can easily pick this thing, that how it can be our expenditure. Okay, so after that, depreciation of ground equipment. So we already know that only ground equipment, like that type of equipment which is only related to the ABC hospital or club, it should not be linked with the this thing, this restaurant, tea shop, and the cafe. Okay, the equipment which may be used by the ABC hospital, which is used by the club, so that type of equipment's depreciation should be under the expenditure, uh under the income and expenditure account. Okay, so after that, we have interest on loan. For example, NPO maybe take out some loan, so it means that they have to pay some interest on it. So after that, of course, it will be our expenditure. And secretary expenses, it is also like she is also our employee. So all the type of wages and all type of the salaries would become under the expenditure. We all know that. Okay, so ground and keep, like some other kind of little you can say that expenses and utilities. So after that, we will, if it is the positive amount, so it means that we have surplus for the year. And if it is the negative amount, so it means that we have deficit for the year. Okay, deficit for the year. Okay. So this is our receipt and payment account. It should be start from the start, but it is, I don't know why I just put it at the end of this lecture. But okay, we are going to discuss about this also. Okay, so let's discuss about this. Receipt and payment account for the year ended. The receipt and payment account is just like cash book. I already have told you that this is just like cash book. There is no other thing which is maybe very different from the cash book. So it has two sides basically. This is, of course, we are debit side. I think I should use any other marker. This would be the great. This would be great color. This is the debit side, and this is our credit side. We all know that. Okay. So if we are saving some money, so of course it will be come under the debit side. And if we are giving, if we are like, if cash is just going out from the business, so of course it will be come under the credit side. So first of all, we have subscription received, like if our customers paid a subscription amount in the form of cash, so it will come under the subscription receipt and payment account. Okay, receipt from received from the spectators at home matches. So we know that who are the spectators. Spectator basically they just bet on the matches. Like they you can say that they have some kind of intuition, any kind of hunches that okay, the Pakistan will be the winning team, or maybe India will be the winning team, and after that they will have to pay winning amount to the opposite party. So if maybe they have receiving any receipt from the spectators, so it means that okay, this always come under the debit side of the receipt payment account. And receipt from the refreshments, like if we are having any kind of income from the refreshment in the form of cash, so it would also come under the debit side of the receipt payment account. Okay, so after that, payment for local cricket league ground rent. Payment for local cricket league. For example, we are going to held a match in our restaurant or maybe in our club. So it means that we have to pay some, you can say, the fee to the local cricket league. So of course it will the loss of our cash if we are paying this amount in the form of cash. So it means that some cash is going out from the business. So it would come under the current side. Ground rent. Ground rent means that if maybe we don't have any ground, maybe we just acquire a ground from any other, you can say the for any other landlord. So it means that we have to pay some kind of rent. So it means that if we are paying this rent in the form of cash, so of course this will also come under receipt and payment account. Traveling cost, journal expenses, insurance, if we have maybe paid insurance in the form of cash. Refreshment purchases, all types of refreshment we have purchased in the form of cash. So of course it will also come under the senior payment account. Purchase of equipment, like any kind of transaction which should be in form of cash. Okay, any kind of transaction which should be in form of cash. If we are paying something, so it means that it will come under credit side. And if we are having some amount, if we are gaining some amount in form of cash, so it means that it would become under the debit side. So after that, if we have our balance BD, if we have our balance BD on the credit side, okay. So what it means basically, it means that it is a negative amount and it would come under the current liability, okay. And if we have balance BD under the debit side, so it means that it is positive amount and it would come under our current asset. Okay, current asset. And this is basically a current asset, and we will, for example, we have balance BD, for example, $1,000. So we will transfer this $100 in current assets under the current assets by the name of bank balance, or you can say bank, whatever you want to write. Mostly examiner use bank terminology most of the time. So we will write bank and we just write $1,000 straight here. Okay, so this is our receipt and payment account. Okay, so one more question which is very common, and the question is basically calculation of expenses to be included in the income statement. So sometime examiner, just want to, you can say they are trick us, or they just want to confuse us. So that is why they always try to, you can say that put some strange and put some very common, or no, very common and easy question in the exams. But mostly students don't want, maybe they don't understand it how to solve this particular question, but it is very simple. So sometimes they will ask that, okay, if we have some kind of accrued expenses and if we have some kind of prepaid expenses, so we just want you to calculate that what type of expenses would be come under the income statement. So we know that it is totally, like, it is very easy. We have to make expense account, accrued and prepaid expense account. So if we want to calculate these expenses which should be only related to that specific year's income statement, so we can use the accrued and prepayment accounts also. But there is another calculation we can use to calculate these expenses. So if we have expenses during the year, okay, for example, they were like they are asking that it is the year 2015, 31st December 2015, okay. And maybe they will give you some kind of expenses which maybe occur during the year, and maybe it is what we can say, for example, $2,000. Okay, so like we will have to write this $2,000 right here. So after that, what we have to add in it and what we have to less from it, because in the question, they will give you a lot of accrued expenses and a lot of prepayment expenses. Maybe they will give you accrued expense at the start of the year and at the end of the year, and of course in or this case will same for the prepayments and accrued at the start of the year and at the end of the year. So what we have to do sometimes, students got confused, okay, that how to deal with it. So it is very easy. What we have to do is we have to add certain amounts and we have to less certain amounts. So if examiner would give you accrued expenses at the year end, if it is accrued expenses, okay, at the year end, for example, this may be $200. So we know that what is accrued expenses. Basically, accrued expenses, that kind of expenses which we didn't pay yet, but we already have the service. Okay. For example, we have water expense. Okay. So of course, the company delivering water on a daily basis to our company. Okay. But maybe we didn't pay that amount yet at the year end. Okay, at the year end, maybe some accrued expenses there, but we didn't pay it yet. But it should be related to this 2015 year. Why? Because we use water, we have this water service for this year specifically. So it means that this expenses should be added into expenses during year. Okay. So after that, prepayments at year start. Prepayments at year start means if 31st December 2015 is our maybe ending year, so what would be the starting year is? Starting year is 1st January 2015. Okay. So for example, examiner would give you some amount for it, which could be prepayment at the year start. For example, it could be $100. Okay. So this is basically a prepayment. If we prepaid any amount at the start of the year, okay, so it means that during the year we used this amount. Okay. If we paid $100 at the start of the year, and if we are going to calculate the expenses which should be come under the income and expenditure account, which should be come under the expenses which occurred in this year. So of course this $100, uh, maybe we just used this $100 in the whole year. It is not possible that $100 remain same. We just use this amount. This amount basically expired. Okay. So that is why it will also add into this expenses during the year. Okay. So I hope you got my point. So after that, we have this expenses during the year. So accrued expenditure start would be come under this, and prepayment start year would be come under this. So what would be what amount should be less from it? So if we have prepayment at the year end, okay, like this year, like our operations, like our financial year comes to an end. Okay, so we have some prepayment for it. We maybe we prepaid some amount. For example, it could be $200. Okay, so this $200 would use in the future, because it is the time to closing our accounts, because this is our ending year. Okay, so this is not related to uh it is not related to that expenses which maybe have occurred in 2015. Okay, like we are just paying this amount and in advance, so it means that it would be used in 2016, so it should not be added into this specific year. Okay, this is specific year, so that is why it would be less from it. So it means that we would reduce $200 from this. Okay, so after that, accrued expenses at the year start. So what is accrued expenses means? Accrued expenses that we already have the service, but we didn't pay it. But it is amount at the year start. At the year start. So it means if we just suppose that at the year start, if we have accrued expenses, so it doesn't mean that we didn't pay this amount. Of course, the whole year passed out. So it means that maybe in between, maybe after 2 months or maybe after 3 months, we may be paid our accrued expenses. So it means that that kind of expenses should not be added into the this current year's expenses. Okay, because this accrued expenses basically link with the previous year. So it means that it should be linked with the 2015. We are calculating the expenses which should be according to 2015, but this should be, maybe it should it must carried forward or brought down from the 2015 years. Okay, so it means that we may be paid this amount during the 2015, but it should not be added into 2015 because it is not linked with the 2015. It linked with the 2015 2014 years. So that is why it should not be added into this. It should be less from this. Okay, so of course we have to less this amount. So okay, we have accrued expenditure at the year start, at the year end, sorry, and prepayment at the year start, and after that prepayment at the year end and accrued expenditure at the year start. So that we have to less these, and now we have what we have basically expenses to shown in income and expenditure account. So this is basically our amount, our expenses which should be shown in 2015 years income and expenditure account. Okay. Okay, so guys, I have to wrap up my lecture here, and we will meet soon. And I will come with another interesting video. We will discuss about another account. And if you have any query related to this lecture, you can ask under comment section. And please do subscribe to my channel and share with other students. And also, I think you all got your result, and very best of luck for your future. And for those who maybe couldn't get their desired numbers, so I am just hoping that you will get succeed in your life and you will get admission in your required and your desired university. Okay, so bye students, goodbye.